Hello and welcome. In this video, we will be explaining about the fiscal policy from 1946 to the present. But before that, let me tell you what fiscal policy is. Fiscal policy means that the government adjusts its spending levels and tax rates to monitor and influence the nation's economy. The impact of the World War II on the Philippine economy was effectively desperate, as Manila. The capital was razed to the ground while the rest of the Philippines was relatively untouched. But the highly agriculture-based economy was disrupted. Fiscal policy have two types. The first type is expansionary fiscal policy and the next is the contractionary fiscal policy. When we say expansionary fiscal policy, it means that it is designed to boost the economy. While the contractionary fiscal policy is when the government either cuts spending or raises taxes.
Manuel L. Rojas, first president of Third Philippine Republic. On 1946, the economic situation was problematic: low production, decrease in job ability, weak education system. During Manuel L. Rojas' time ay napaka-problematic ng sitwasyon ng ating ekonomiya. Dahil na rin sa kakulangan ng production, pagbaba ng mga job ability, weak education system. Elpidio Carino, the impetus for economic growth came during his time through the implementation of import and exchange control that led to import substitution development. Nung kay Elpidio Carino ay during his time laang nangyari yung impetus for economic growth sa pamamagitan ng mga pagpapalit ng mga produkto na tinatawag nating import and exchange na nag-lead para ma-import ang substitution ng development. Na-develop yung import substitution. New tax measures were also passed, which included high compared tax rate that increased government revenue tax in 1953 and increased twofold compared to 1948, the year when Quirino first assumed presidency. Yung new tax measure naman ay na-pass nung nag-include sila ng high compared tax rate na nagpataas din ang ating government revenue tax noong 1953 ay tumaas pa ito lalo kumpara noong 1948 nung unang taon si Quirino nag-assume bilang presidente. Ramon Magsaysay, Carlos Garcia Diosdado Macapagal. They promised to study tax structure and policy of the country through creation of tax commission in 1959 by means of rise in corruption. Yung tatlong iyon yung nag-promise na sa pag-aaral ng mga structure ng taxes and policy sa ating bansa. Sa pamamagitan ng paggawaan nila ng mga tax commission noong 1959 na nangangahulugan ng rise in corruption. Noong 1959 to 1968, Congress did not pass any taxes legislation despite important change in economy. Indirect taxation still contribute to the quarter's tax revenue. Noong 1959 to 1968 naman, hindi napasa sa Kongreso yung mga kahit anong tax legislation na napaka-importante para sa pagbabago nating ekonomiya. Nagpatuloy yung indirect taxation ay naging contributed sa quarter tax revenue pa rin. Ferdinand Marcos, 1981 to 1985. Marcos year the tax system was heavily dependent on indirect taxes which made up of 70% of total tax collection. During at Ferdinand Marcos time noong 1981 to 1985 ay napakalaki ng tax system natin na which is indirect tax made up of 70% of total tax collection. Nasa 70% daw ng total tax collection natin yung nung kapanahonan ni Marcos. The tax system remain unresponsive. Tapos nung time din ni Marcos ay ang tax system ay nanatiling unresponsive. Tax grow at average annual rate of 15% and generate a low tax that produce. Corazon Aquino, She reformed tax system through the 1986 Tax Reform Program. The administration reforms such as the restructuring of the Department of Finance and Bureau of Internal Revenue o BIR through the Executive Order 127. Collection and tax audit were intense. Computerization was relatively. Both tax and revenue effort rose, increasing from 10.7% in 1985 to 15.4% in 1982. Si Corazon Aquino ang nag-reform ng tax system noong 1986 sa programa ng tax reform. At parehas yung tax at revenue ay effort rose ay tumaas mula sa 10.7% noong 1985 to 15.4% noong 1992. Fidel Ramos, the administration ventured into its own tax reform program in 1997 through the Comprehensive Tax Reform Program. During his administration, si Fidel Ramos ay nag-virtue ng kanyang sariling tax reform program noong 1997. Comprehensive tax reform implemented to make the tax system broad-based, simple, and with simple and reasonable tax rates, minimize tax avoidance allowed by existing loopholes in the system, encouraging payments by increasing tax exemption levels, lowering the higher tax rate, simplifying procedure, and rationalize the grant of tax incentive. Siya din nag-comprehensive ng mga tax reform na nag-implement ng mga para makagawa ng tax system broad-based na simple laang yung mga reasonable tax rate na may minimize nito yung mga tax avoidance, yung naiiwasan yung mga tax avoidance ng mga mahihina ang kita nung kapanahon ni Fidel Ramos. Tas ini-encourage din nila yung mga payments by increasing tax exemption levels, lowering the higher tax rate. Joseph Estrada, in 1980 it was too short to constitute any change in tax system. Wala nung kay Joseph Estrada ang time nung 1998 ay napakikli ng panahon niya upang mabago niya ang tax system. Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, she and the RAC increased government spending without adjusting tax collection. This resulted in large defect from 2020 to 2024. Si Gloria Macapagal Arroyo daw ang nagpataas ng government spending, yung mga gastusin ng gobyerno ng hindi nag-a-adjust ng mga tax collection na nagresulta ito ng malaking depekto noong 2022 hanggang taong kasalukuyan. The Expanded Value Added Tax or EVAT was signed into law as Republic Act 9337. His expanded the VAT-based select professional service were also taxed. In February 2006, the VAT tax rate was also increased from 10% to 12%. Dito din nakapalob yung EVAT, yung tinatawag na natin Expanded Value Added Tax na pinirmahan bilang isang batas sa ilalim ng Republic Act 9337. Ito ay nakabase sa mga professional na trabaho nung mga kukuhaan nila ng tax. At noong February 2006, the VAT tax rate ay tumaas mula 10% to 12%. Benigno Aquino, the administration ventured into adjustment of excise tax on liquor and cigarettes or the scent tax reform. Nung kay Benigno Aquino daw ng mga administration ay na-venture niya yung mga pagbabago ng mga excise tax sa liquor and cigarettes or the scent tax reform. O ang scent tax reform na tinatawag nating pangunahing pagsukat ng mga kalusugan with revenue implication, but more fundamentally, it helps finance universal health care program of the government, simplify the current excise tax system on alcohol and tobacco product. Iyon, sinasabi lang doon na nung kay Benigno Aquino ay sinasaalang-alang din niya ang mga kalusugan ng mamamayan. Tapos hindi niya pinatigil dahil napakalaki ng tax na nakukuha nila sa mga alcohol at sa mga sigarilyo. Rodrigo Duterte, promised tax reform particularly in income taxes as it vowed to lower income tax rate shouldered by working Filipinos. The proposed tax reform also seek to limit VAT exemption and increase excise tax on petroleum. No kay Rodrigo Duterte naman ay ang sinik niya na limitahan ang VAT exemption and tsaka pinataas niya yung excise taxes ng petroleum.